Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. I kind of have a special guest waiting in the background here. It's my buddy Kyle, who's a truck driver, but he's got a very interesting story because he's also a business owner, but he happens not to be a business owner in the trucking industry. I'll bring him in. Kyle, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I got you. 10-4, big buddy.
How's it going, man?
Good, good. Why don't you give me some of your CB talk real quick? Give me the 10-4.
Yeah, what's your 20 there, big rigger? Huh? You on this side of the Mississippi? You on that side, huh? Come back
What,
with it.
what, what's your name? What's your name?
Oh, well, I'm Kyle, and
Yeah.
I've known Scott for quite a while now. Well, how long has it been, Scott, huh? Since Easter of what? 2000, what was it, 14?
14. Yeah, 2014. Um, the reason I wanted to talk to you this evening is I think you have a very interesting story. You are a truck driver. You've had your CDL for quite a while, correct?
Yeah, I've had my CDL since I was 19. When I got my CDL, I couldn't even drive across state lines in a commercial vehicle
Oh,
for the
that's
first two
nuts.
years.
You couldn't drive across state lines. But let's talk, or let's get to why I wanted to talk to you. You are a successful business owner. However, you are not, your business is not in trucking, correct?
No, so I own an asphalt maintenance business. So we do seal coating and crack sealing, and we do some patchwork and stuff like that. So long ago, when I started in trucking, I was young. I was 19. I was landscaping, and the dump truck driver quit. And the owner threw the commercial driving book at me and said, "You're going to get your Class A license." And I said, "Okay." And after I got it, I said, "Well, sure, I'll drive the big truck to the job site and get paid more money for it." And I was like, okay, that sounds good to me. Little did I really understand the value of having that thing in my back pocket. I mean, after that, every job I ever had, it always put your application at the top of the stack. I've never gone down as a driver, as a company driver, going from this place to that place. But along the lines, I wound up paving. They pay good money. And if you can run equipment and you know how to pave and you know how to do all that kind of work, plus you can drive the truck, well, then you get more money.
I was just gonna say that because I know you started, driving for a landscaping company, and then you started working at a paving company or like some sort of other asphalt company, and you drove all their heavy equipment. Like you hauled their equipment to the job sites, to the parking lots, and things like that. Correct?
Yep. If I wasn't in the iron moving the material around on the job site, I was in the truck either moving the iron from job to job or getting hot mix. So,
Right.
yep.
And and I mean that's transitioned into what you do now, being a successful business owner. I mean, you're going into what, year three of your business? Is that right?
Yeah, year three. Yep. We've owned it for 2 years now, and we've been successful and profitable every season and growing every season, and we intend to do the same this next season. But right now, it's, well, what was it? Monday. It was negative 20 air temperature. Not
Right,
much asphalt works going on in Minnesota when it's negative 20. So,
right.
uh,
Well, I should clarify that you're a Minnesota boy like me, born and
yep.
raised in Minnesota. Don't you know?
Yeah, don't you know? You betcha. Yeah.
You betcha, yeah. Uh, but no, like so trucking has played an instrumental role like in your entire life because I wouldn't call you a job hopper. You're not really a job hopper, but you over the course of the years that you've had your CDL, you've driven all types of different equipment, correct? Like, I mean, I
Yeah,
dump trucks.
absolutely.
Kind of share some of the equipment that you've ran or some of the trucking that you've done.
Well, okay. So, I mean, you started out, I started in a dump truck. I did dump truck work. My very first truck was a 1986 International single axle dump truck. It
Wow,
was a City of Chicago plow truck. And that was the truck I got my license in. And it was as old as I was at the time. It was 19 years old. And
that's crazy. Spring ride, probably, right?
yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. It was,
Oh
it was
yeah,
a, it was a nice truck. You definitely cut my teeth in that one. And then, yeah, I mean, you know, when you have that license, and I moved up to driving dump trucks at the paving company, and then along with that came rolling around with their semi, their tractor trailer, their flatbed, moving all the equipment. I've done that. I've also done side dump work, kind of going along with the construction and paving industry. You know, understand the concept of road work. Real easy to get a job driving side dump. Usually pay good money for seasonal drivers. But then seasonal driving was just kind of, you know, that's not really where it's at. So you got to go round the clock. So you find something that does round the clock. So I started hauling trash, and that's where I met Scott. So
yeah, that's where we met. We worked for. You're the second guy I've interviewed that's worked for that company. To be honest with you, it's a very large, heavy haul trash company. It's not just in Minnesota. It's actually the largest heavy haul company in the country, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And that's where me and you met. We started probably 2-3 weeks apart from each other, and it's a funny story. Why don't you tell the story of like how we met?
So it's my first week, and I was told that I'm going to meet a driver at a transfer station where all the curbside trucks dump all the garbage on the ground and they load them into the semis and we take them off to the landfill.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Well, it was the day before Easter, Saturday. So I drive up to the transfer station and I'm there, and there's this guy driving the same company truck. Okay, how's it going? I get out, I walk over and I look at him, and well, here's Scott standing there, and I have no idea who he is at this point in time. And the first words out of my mouth to him were, "Hey, is this job worth it? Because it's paid by the load."
It was either that or take off those damn white sunglasses.
Yeah, he was wearing white sunglasses. I gave him some heckling about that one.
Yeah. But anyways, getting back, you asked me if it was worth it.
Yeah, I said, you know, is this job worth it? Because I had the side dump job that I had come from not long before that. I was promised this and promised that. And, you know, in the trucking industry, when you wind up sitting in line at a gravel pit, or if you're on a construction site and a truck three ahead of you breaks down as he's trying to get in and out of the hole, or they get stuck or whatever, every little bit of that eats at your loads. So what they were telling me I was going to make, I wasn't really making. So I wasn't really happy with that. And then I took the job hauling trash, and same thing, it was paid by the load. And I thought to myself, okay, what the guy was telling me was okay for numbers, and well, I'm going to give it a shot. And so I asked Scott, you know, I figured this guy's been here longer than me. You know, I had no idea it was only a week. So is this job worth it? He says, yeah, it's worth it. And I follow him out to the landfill, and we're paid by the load, mind you. And we finally make it all the way to the landfill and go up on top of the garbage pile hill and get ready to tip. And I'm following him up there, and all of a sudden I hit something in the pile, and boom, 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 there goes my driver's side tires on my trailer. So
I remember that.
This is day 3 for me. I had my first orientation day of watching videos. I had my second day of riding with one person for 2 loads. And then my third day I was in the truck, and this was Saturday, and I'm following Scott, and it's the day before Easter. And, you know, nice enough guy, but I mean, he unloads his load, and there's nothing wrong with his truck. So he was like, well,
deuces,
good luck, man.
Deuces.
Yeah, there he goes.
I gotta get home.
I sat there for 3.5 hours waiting for the service guy to show up with a tire. And then after he showed up, I realized that we had a little bit more of a problem going on once he took the tire off. So I had to go to the shop and have them fix something else on the way back in.
Right.
So that one load took me, it was like 9 hours.
Yeah, it was a 9-hour day for you.
Yeah, it was a 9-hour day for me on a Saturday. And it was only supposed to take a couple hours, you know, half a day. You should be in and out in 4 hours, no problem. Go get loaded, whatever. And okay. And I remember calling the dispatch guy, and I was just livid with him. And I mean, like, usually I'm not that way, but me and him shared some words, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna quit. It's not worth it. This job is not worth it, is what I said to him.
Right.
And he talked me off the ledge. And you know what? I wound up making the most money as a company driver I've ever made at that company, but it also took 3 years to get to that point.
Right. And so I made more money as a company driver working there than I've ever made anywhere else as well. The problem I ran into is it just took way too much of my time. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm over the road now. Obviously, I'm not at home, but when I am at home, I have way more time with my family than I did working for that company.
Yep.
And I know you felt the same way, but we actually had really good runs. We were dependable, reliable guys that showed up every day, and the company, for the most part, took care of us financially. That was about the only thing you got from that company,
Yep.
was financial support, which
Yep.
some people, some people need a little bit more than that sometimes. But so I leave there. I know you left after a few years, and you drove like oversized loads, correct?
Yeah, after I left there, I actually hauled scrap metal for a year and
Oh yeah.
tried that outfit out too. Did roll offs. I've done lugger trucks. I've done flatbed work. I've done roll off dumpsters and semis. Yeah, and then from there, I actually went to oversized loads. And once again, it's all about, as a company driver, trying to find that spot for you. I
Yep.
mean, some places are going to pay you more. Some places are going to give you better hours. Some places
Yep.
are going to hit that sweet spot where it's just about right on both. And usually those are the ones you look for. And
You got to
so, yeah,
you got to
I
find
did.
out what you want out of the company. It's not
Oh,
always, I
absolutely.
mean, we always want to shoot for the moon. We always want money. Money is vital. You
Yep.
can't do anything without money. But it's not everything when it comes to like a driving career. So obviously you've been driving a long time. You have a lot of experience in it, but let's kind of parlay to this other thing. Like, you're a successful business owner. What are you doing behind the seat of that? What is that? A Western Star?
Yeah,
Like,
this is a Western
explain to the
Star. First
people.
one I've ever driven here.
Yeah, you press D for dummy, right?
Well, yeah, okay. So I had to go back to having an automatic, and that was a little rough for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry, my
And
phone was ringing.
bumping docks in an automatic, I really wish I had a clutch, just because wintertime, slippery stuff. But yeah, I'm back here driving again. Season ends. I got about 6 months. I got about April to October, and then from October to back to April. Well, I could have sat and spent my money that I worked so hard for this summer. But how are you going to grow a business if you don't continue to work? So
Right.
having that license in my pocket and having those years of experience that I was out there being a company employee for, I mean, not to put a term on it, but to be an employee. I was an employee, and then I made a decision in my life to be an employer. Now, I don't actually employ anybody as of this point. That's how
Well,
small I
you
am.
did.
But
You did
well,
last summer.
I
I
employed a
mean,
helper kid for the summer, yes. But right now, I don't employ anybody. My business is technically open for business. I'll give you an estimate any day of the week. But all of our equipment is
why
parked as of this moment. So,
why don't you
um,
why don't you tell me what your name of this successful asphalt company is that's in
Zimmerman,
Minnesota?
yeah, Zimmerman Seal Coat Company. And
Okay.
yeah, if you need your parking lot or your driveway done, you go ahead, give Zimmerman Seal Coat a call, and we will seal the deal for you. I'm telling you. So,
I like it.
but yeah, I made the decision to do that. Not because trucking is a bad business to get into, or not because asphalt maintenance is a better business to get into. I got 4 kids. I've been driving truck a long time. You kind of eventually you top out no matter who you're driving for. And until you can, I believe, in my opinion, cross that line into being an employee versus an employer, which basically just means that you have your own business and you are able to employ someone, but you run your own business for yourself. So, in that whole aspect, I believe that uh, making that decision is the best decision I ever made. But I decided to get into a business that I could start very cheaply.
Right.
Asphalt maintenance is not expensive to start. I believe, just to throw a quick number at it, I believe after season 2 now, with all of my equipment I got into it, I'm shooting close to $15,000. And
Okay.
I just doubled down last year. I mean, I bought another tank, I bought another trailer, I got another truck in the mix, I got another melter in the mix.
And
So
I
I got
know,
two complete setups now, and yeah, we're working our way up the chain in that.
and
But I got to
you
make
kind of
money.
right, and you kind of hit the nail on the head a little bit. As you had made a comment about you could be sitting at home right now. You could be, let's be honest, maybe kind of like just getting by, but
Yes.
you choose to you choose to use that CDL you got when you were how old again? 18?
19.
When you were 19 to like not only be able to live on the money that your business has earned that you paid yourself through your business, but now you're actually making good money still and setting yourself up to, like you said, you're buying more equipment, you're saving money for not only your family but for your business, you know. So for the guy that might be thinking about becoming a CDL driver, hasn't gone to school yet, hasn't, you know, studied anything, he's thinking about it. Would you say uh, that getting your CDL was a good decision for you in your life? Like it's led to multiple opportunities for you?
Yeah, absolutely. There isn't a real negative to um holding a Class A license. It's a great ace in the hole. You know, you're always going to be needed. There's one, I believe it's 1% of America uh holds a Class A license. I mean, think about that. 1%, right? Isn't that the fact? I'm pretty sure that's the stat. I could be wrong. I don't want to truly speak numbers, but I believe maybe a long time ago that's what it was. It's a very, very low number of percentage of people in America who
Are you
hold a
calling me
Class
a
A
one
license.
percenter?
Well, maybe, you know, if you want to look at it that way. So,
No,
uh,
I
it,
don't know what the percentages of people that hold CDLs. I know there's, you know,
it's
I
a
don't
low
know
number.
numbers.
I mean, not everybody holds a CDL. It's a skill
Oh,
that if
right.
you can learn to do and obtain, you will always be sought after in the job market. You will always have a job. And not only that, like I said, if you turn in an application to a new job, I mean, like you said, I'm not necessarily a job hopper. I've had my share of driving jobs over the year. I'm pretty sure that's pretty common with a lot of truck drivers. You know, I've
It
been in
should
it a
be.
long time. You know, I mean, yeah, as you get older, you kind of learn this and that. And what you will put up with, what you won't put up with. And I guess to get back to the point, if you turn in an application at a company and you have a Class A license, well, they look at it and say he's a Class A kind of guy, and yours goes to the top versus somebody who doesn't. So
Right.
it's
No,
never done
it's
me wrong to have it in my pocket. And even in the springtime, when I will go back to owning my business and running my business full time 7 days a week, uh, in that aspect, I'll still maintain my Class A status just because at any moment in time, you can go back to it and
yep.
jump right back in. I mean, with the trucker shortage they had, numbers, you know, for pay for company drivers, it went up a little bit. So we'll take that win.
Well, let's be clear. Like you're home, you're home every day.
Yes.
I mean, you're a local driver now.
Bumping docks locally. That's all I do.
Yep. Hauling some cool stuff. Let's not talk about what you haul because
Yeah, no.
that could get you in trouble. But you haul some pretty cool things. So yeah, no, Kyle, man, I wish you nothing but success in your asphalt company. You know that. You know I'm a big supporter of what you're doing. But I also think the fact that you're not afraid to climb back behind the wheel when, you know, life kind of calls for you to do that is commendable. I mean, like you said, that having that A license opens the door to you being able to operate a business and a successful business, but also when that season's done in Minnesota, you have a good job to go back to, basically, you know?
Yes, and that good job is anywhere I apply. I mean, once you have enough experience, if you have a good driving record, any company will hire any driver pretty much that
Right.
walks through the door.
I couldn't agree with that more. So I tell you what, man, I'm gonna let you go on the chat here, finish up my big closing, and then yeah, I'll give you a call later. But I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you, Kyle. I think this might help people. Like it's gonna help the person that's, you know, 19 years old, like when you and me got our licenses. That's who it's gonna help because I when I was told to get my CDL, it was kind of like you. I worked for a company. They had a bunch of drivers quit. They said, go get your CDL. I had no clue what I was getting into. But when I look back 20 years, you know, well, 19, I'm 41. So that's what, 22 years, right?
Yep.
21, 22 years.
Yep.
I'm glad I made this decision, you know. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to let you go now, do my closing, but I'll be in contact with you, Kyle. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, no, have a good one, guys.
All right, later. All right, there you go. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, that's my buddy Kyle. He's operated some really cool equipment in his life, had his CDL for a long time, is a successful business owner outside of trucking, yet still comes back to trucking when he needs to. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Maybe hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you know what it is. Keep on trucking.